Hi, this is Tony, Cover Magazine. I'm speaking to Barry Scott, Managing Director at Fulcrum Collections. Barry, thank you very much for chatting to me today.
Thank you, Tony. Only a pleasure.
Gary, I got the news around Fulcrum AirCollect. Very exciting. It is definitely something that is very much needed in the premium collections um, uh, perspective. So maybe you can just give us a brief overview as to what Fulcrum AirCollect actually is.
Thank you, Tony. So if you look at the legacy world that we come from, previously we would always collect premium into our own bank account. And we would it would actually sit there for up to 45 days, and then we'd pay the net premium on to insurers and on to brokers. But that created an inherent risk in the system, because as we grew and as our opposition grew, more and more premium would come through our doors, and eventually the quantum of premium coming into these agencies got to the point where it really actually presented a risk to insurance companies. This value of total premium sitting in outsourced agencies like ourselves. So we conceived a process a few years ago called Collect Direct, whereby we actually collect into an insurance bank account directly rather than into a Fulcrum bank account. And we've rolled that out over the last few years. But that presents some technical challenges and some operational efficiency challenges for us, because total premium is into an insurer bank account. Then you have to pay com out of that bank account and VAPs out of that bank account. And if there's any other insurers, you've got to then do that premium splitting then out of the insurer bank account. So while it was great in mitigating the risk of premium collection for insurers, it hasn't been that good from an operational efficiency point of view. So for a while now, we've been looking for something which still achieves proper risk alleviation for insurance companies, but creates an environment which can be more efficient. And we conceived this product called AirCollect. And the name AirCollect is simply say, well, wouldn't it be great if we could split premiums in the air, so to say, before those premiums hit any physical bank account? So we conceived this product internally called AirCollect. Couldn't find a banking partner that could achieve that initially, but it was a concept which we said, let's split premiums in the air. And around about 2 years ago, we went to the banking world and said, here's our concept. We want to debit once and credit many, all as one transaction. Initially, the banks said to us they couldn't do that. Then we found a bank that could do that, Mercantile Bank, and we created this partnership with them where we can now debit a policyholder a single premium value, create a split of that premium into net premium to insurer, com to brokers, VAP payments separately to VAPs, and all of those premiums portions now end up straight into the ultimate beneficiary's bank account without any staging process along the way. So we don't collect into our bank account any longer. So as the premium leaves my account as a policyholder, the insurer gets their portion of net premium immediately, the broker will get their com immediately, and the VAP gets their portion immediately. Great efficiency for us. Insurers love it because they get their premium straight away. It doesn't pass through third-party hands. Brokers can get their com straight away. So a great efficiency improvement environment and risk mitigation thrown in as well.
And does that work for fees and value-added product components as well?
Absolutely. So we can take the gross premium out of the policyholder account, and anybody who benefits any portion of that premium can get their split immediately, as I said, without it going into any bank account along the way.
And how does that process work? I mean, you've partnered with I saw with Inesis, with Cardinal, as well as with Capitec Bank after they acquiring Mercantile Bank. Maybe you can just tell us, where do those partners come in and why those specific partners?
Okay, so obviously Mercantile Bank was the only bank that can perform this function for us. So that was a no-brainer choice for us to choose Mercantile Bank. Inesis are our system developers. Fulcrum being a small organization from a technology point of view, we use outsourced system partners. So Inesis is simply the application developers for us. And Cardinal 360 is our pilot system provider. They are our largest provider of debit order information from the broker world, so it made sense for us to partner with Cardinal 360 as our initial system provider. Having said that, though, we are now working with other system providers to build the AirCollect interface as well. And how the product really works from a technical point of view, Tony, you asked that question. So previously we would get a single debit per policyholder. Just a debit Barry Scott, R1,000, and we take that money into a physical bank account. Under AirCollect now we have a composite debit order file, which is debit Barry Scott, R1,000, but here's a list of associated credits alongside my debit. You load the composite file onto a bank switch, joint Fulcrum Mercantile Bank switch. As the debit then comes into that switch, it knows all the associated credits which have already been loaded onto the switch, and the R1,000 premium which comes in then gets split up into all the component parts, and without hitting any bank account on the way, the component parts are immediately electronically distributed to all the target bank accounts. So that's how it actually works in practical terms.
Sorry, Barry, what has been the feedback from brokers and insurers with regards to this new facility?
So, Tony, thanks. We have been on a roadshow to insurance companies. We've introduced the product to most of them already. There's a couple we still need to see, and all of them love the concept because, as I said to you earlier, it actually achieves proper risk mitigation and greater efficiency. So insurers love it. They can't wait to have it rolled out. We're in a pilot phase now where we, in fact, rolled out some pilot collections to 2 insurers along the way so far. That pilot process has been running since July or August this year, effectively and efficiently. So insurers love it. They can't wait to get their hands on it. And from a broker world as well, they also can't wait to get it installed, because from a broker perspective, it also achieves great efficiency because we don't need broker bordereaux anymore to do premium payments or premium distribution. So we achieve what used to be very much a multiple step process of premium collection and distribution. That's now achieved in a single transaction. So yes, it's been well received. Most people can't wait to get it. Of course, we have to roll it out to our entire insurer base and broker base over the next few months. But generally speaking, there's been a massive interest in the product.
It definitely ticks all the boxes with regards to the regulatory environment with regards to premium collections, but also the previous risks that were exposed in terms of premium collection. And as you said, the large volumes of premiums that could be sitting with third parties, basically creating a bigger risk.
That's correct. That's correct, Tony. So if you look at the legacy world, for 30 years, people did premium collection in the same way. And nobody really thought about risk. It was kind of unspoken that agencies like ourselves would never run into financial trouble, but we all know what happened 2 years ago. A major competitor of ours did run into trouble. And fortunately, we had in fact effectively achieved a process of collect direction into insurer accounts already, collect direct into insurer accounts already. So this is just an evolution of what we've been doing for a while already. So it takes our collect direct innovation and expands it now into effectively the next tier of premium collection, which brings much greater levels of efficiency and takes the previous process of collect direct, which was still a multi-part process, and creates all of that now in a single transaction space.
Yeah, I can already see potential benefits in the insurtech innovation environment as well, because it provides a whole new way of looking at premium collection and pricing for insurtechs. Yeah.
So, Tony, what insurers love about it most is data, of course. So previously, a broker would run a collection file, and maybe 45 days later, they'd send a bordereau to the insurers, and then the insurers would discover how much premium they're collecting, not necessarily know upfront which clients had paid their premium. Now, on day one, every insurer gets the full download of all of the data around the premium collection for that insurance company. So they can look back at my history as a policyholder and say, was Barry Scott successfully debited last month and the previous month? So if there's a claim now arises, they can do a real review of my premium payment history before they decide to pay the claim. They can look at the track record of a broker to say what were the number of unpaid historically. Has that broker been adequately addressing sort of data needs around uploading of information? All of that now comes together in one space at Fulcrum. Insurers can access all that information online via our portal, via an API link. And that information that they never had before is now at their fingertips to be integrated into their own systems. So it's a much more data-rich environment than has ever been available previously in the premium collection world.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Barry, thank you very much for those insights. And good luck with the actual rollout after the pilot phase. I'm sure that it will go well. But enjoy that next phase of rollout.
Thanks, Tony. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks very much for the opportunity.